Hello, everyone. Happy to be here. And guess what? We're starting something totally exciting on our channel, Ecofinar. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Fumio Kobanjo. I pretty much always show up during our global life events where we look at the economy, we look at finance, we look at investment. And pretty much we always narrow everything down to say, despite what's going on in the local market or despite what's going on in the global market, how should individuals, small business owners, position themselves to maximize whatever they have? So, a big thank you to the guys who reached out recently. Had a few people reach out and say, Fumi, you guys need to start some sort of mini series where you quickly in bit size share with us critical learnings that we are taking away from the global life event. And so for the next few weeks, we're going to run a set of series. Some we talk to personal finance, some we talk to family. Yes, because finance and family go hand in hand. And some we talk to small businesses. But the first one we're taking is because everybody's talking about that. And probably because we're in inflation, right? And the whole world is going around. I'm probably smiling and someone's thinking, why is she smiling? We're talking about inflation. We're talking about like 44% in real terms, right? Or in some countries, you say 17, 18%. So whatever it is, inflation is hitting hard. And one thing our inflation is actually really disrupting is our budget. Yes, our budget. So tonight I'm starting with the first part of the series that is talking about something a lot of us can really relate to. You know that thing on WhatsApp? Yeah, you get those messages, probably from the last born in your family, who ignores the fact that, well, you know what, my sister too is probably just second to the last. Why am I bothering her? And some are so bold, they just ask you, please, can you send me 5K? Can you send, well, the bold ones will probably not say 5K, right? They'll say 50K, 100K. And if there's a popular slang on the streets of Lagos that most of us don't want to be identified with, is the word that says Sapa. Now, so for those of you who don't know what Sapa means, Sapa basically means like you're dead broke. Your ATM card is blank. Your bank account is blank. Your piggy bank is blank. Everything is blank. So this first series, I'm going to talk to us about planning your givings. Yes, you heard me. You have to plan your givings. And a number of us have reasons why we give. We give for religious reasons. We give because it's family. If family calls on you, you have to show up, right? Because at the end of the day, something goes bad, we run back home. Or you give because you just want to feel good doing it. But how better can we plan for giving when the prices of food is going up? When your landlord might show up on your door saying, guy, I'm going to add 500K to that rent you're paying. Doesn't look like what you gave us last time makes any sense anymore. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to end the video trying to just quickly get you to understand two critical factors you must always consider when you plan your giving. But before I get into that, this is an analogy I want everyone to understand. You have to look at your income, be it your salary, be it profit, or whatever you pay yourself from your business. You have to look like a basket of 100 apples. Now, to me, a basket of 100 apples simply means 100%. And so where do you start from? What's the most important? Which apples should go out first? Which ones should go out last? Yes, you must identify your important needs. Important needs, and you tag them as priority needs. Your rent, your education, be it personal development or education for your kids, you have to plan for that. You have to plan for your feeding, you have to plan for power, utilities, you have to plan for transportation. Now, I've mentioned 5 things. I might have missed something, right? But you have to identify the things that are critical for you to maintain a decent standard of life. And those things I just counted are important. You can't go without it. They're one of the top things on our budgets as individuals and families. So you set that aside. Now, you know what? You've done the first leg. You've removed the apples that are critical. And those apples might form usually about 40 to 50% of your income, depending on how much you earn or how much you generate from your business and your side hustles and all the things that you have going on. Yes, and even you that you still ask somebody to give you some money. Yes, all of that. Now, one thing is left. Givings. Who are we giving to? Usually, we're either giving to family members, or we're giving towards a cause we believe in, or we're giving for religious reasons, like I said earlier on, or we just give randomly because sometimes people call us and say, Oh, Tolu, can you help me? Oh, Wale, is there anything you can do to support me? Things are hard. Now, you have to understand something. You must prepare for those givings because some people actually struggle to say no. And yes, we usually will find it hard to say no for people that we value or towards causes that we count as important. And so, if you've heard two things I've said, value and importance. So, what are the factors you should just put like at the back of your head or stick it on your forehead? Impact, which sometimes we can say value, importance. Those are the two things you must consider in planning your giving. Which one is important? Is it family over sending my babe flowers? You decide, I don't know, okay? Is it the orphanage that depends on me every year to support 3 kids through school? You plan for it. That you might classify as impact. So two factors to consider in planning your giving, especially this season, guys, when things are really tough. Look at what's important to you and look at the kind of value and impact you're trying to create now. Now, as you look at those two things and you classify your givings in those two buckets, and sometimes impact and importance could clash, could like align nicely. You should also consider. So take, for example, for those of us who believe in giving to in our religious organizations, we count it as important and we count it as impactful because without those givings, we probably can't do stuff in church, we can't do stuff in the mosque, so we have to plan for them. Now, taking that position, you look at what you have. You've removed 50 apples from that basket of 100. You have 50 left, hopefully. Then you have to plan. Which amount should I give to the important people? Which amount should I give to the impactful people? And as you consider those things, no matter how little your income is, or no matter how little you feel your income is, considering those two factors every time you plan your giving, importance and value will save you a lot. And yes, like I said before, you must remove first the important priority needs, including your rent, even though it's paid for annually. You remove it every month. You plan ahead because your landlord is going to show up at some point. And finally, if your givings are bulky, if you feel like, oh, like the orphanage project costs you 200,000, you don't want to find yourself in a situation where 2 months to the orphanage calling you is when you're just trying to scramble to put the money together. So you plan ahead. You say, okay, am I going to take 20,000 every month? You plan 10 months ahead. So your agreement to the orphanage is on the 11th month of the year, depending on what your cycle is with them, I pay you this amount. And our fintech guys have been quite helpful, right? There are a lot of platform, a lot of options that allow you to put your expenses in buckets. So you group them, same way you're planning for the expenses, you plan for the savings of the expenses and you budget accordingly. So guys, I hope you find this short video, I'm hoping it's short because like this is the first time I'm sending this, right? I hope you find this short video very helpful. If you have any comments, feedback for me, the next topic I'll be looking at is planning your children's education spend. And yes, September is just around the corner. We need to be sure that the money we're putting there is yielding the kind of results, but we also have to plan for that and discuss it. So thank you so much, guys. Please drop your comments. Remember to subscribe. I'll be very happy to hear from you. And I'm sure my partner too, Philip, will be so excited to hear your feedback on this new series we're doing. Thank you. Bye.